ever notice how life won't let you skip the hard parts no matter how much you want to just fast forward through them? There's that quiet stretch that feels like nothing's moving and your mind, it starts running laps inside and you start second guessing and you're overthinking. And if you're like me, you're trying to fix what probably isn't even broken. I know that place all too well, and I've spent an embarrassing amount of time in that space, time trying to control what I was actually supposed to trust, convincing myself that if I worked harder, if I planned better, if I prayed more specifically, that I could make things happen faster. But here's what I've learned. You can't micromanage your way into purpose, into power, or into your peace. You just can't. And trust me, I have tried so hard to do that. And I remember sitting there many times, just sitting, thinking, praying, and still holding on to my plan, holding on to it actually for dear life. Like, okay, I hear you, but here's my timeline, and I think it's going to be so much better. And that still quiet moment, it always hits back, and it always tells me that that isn't how this works. You see, if you're anything like me, you've had to work really hard and are still working really hard to unlearn the need to fix everything. That control, it's exhausting. And honestly, all it is fear in disguise. It's fear that if you don't hold it all together, that everything's going to fall apart. And sometimes things do fall apart. But that's because they weren't meant to carry you where you're going in the first place. And that silence, the silence that I hate so much, that you hate so much, it's not punishment, my friend. That's the preparation. That's where your roots, where they start growing so deep. And that's where you learn that peace isn't something that you chase. Peace is something that you get to choose, that you invite into your life. And I'm learning that growth isn't one big breakthrough. Growth is compound. It's the boundaries that you hold. It's the prayers that you whisper, the quiet tears, and the days that you choose the peace over the panic. Those small moments, they add up. They stack. And that's where the transformation is. That's the fun stuff. And yeah, that damn doubtful voice, oh, it's so irritating. And it's always whispering to me that I'm behind or that I should be further along by now. But now I'm really intentional in reminding myself that I'm not behind. I'm becoming. And I'm not starting over, because this time I get to start from experience. And you can be grateful and you can still want more. That's not a contradiction. That's alignment. So I want you to do this. Check in with yourself this week. What might you be forcing that isn't flowing? And what would it look like if you stopped trying to control it and you chose it? You see, my friend, surrender, it isn't a weakness. It's the strongest thing you'll ever do, because it means you finally trust what you can't control. And what if this delay that you're fighting so hard back on isn't blocking you? What if it's building you? What if what feels like a setback is actually the proof that you're being guided, even in the dark? You see, sometimes divine timing, sometimes it does look like disappointment, but later on we realize that it was protection in disguise. And I don't know about you, but I'm choosing the protection. So today, if you've got that grip, I want you to loosen it. Let peace do the work control never could. Choose what feels safe, seen, and sacred. Trust that what is meant for you will never have to be forced, that it's going to flow. Because this season isn't about fixing or proving. It's about becoming anchored in your faith, anchored in your peace, and anchored in the quiet confidence of knowing you're exactly where you're meant to be. That's all I have for this week's edition of Therapy Thursdays. If you have any questions or if I can be of any help, shoot me a DM, comment below. I'm here for you, friend. And until next time, have a great rest of the week. Bye-bye.